Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the massive YouTube Iceberg Explained Tier 8 2. Shout out to Swigwin, shout out to Potted Plant. See, I kept the peace sign up. Hope you guys are doing really well out there. And I don't know, should I just keep the intro short and we jump in? Not delay you guys? I think you guys know how grateful I am for everyone who still stays and watches the videos. Still grateful for even being introduced to this. Shout out to Elephant Man, I will never forget you. And yeah, man, other than that, remember to love yourself, remember to authentically be yourself. If you guys got any other requests, leave them down below, DM me, everything of that nature. Let's go. Oh yeah, buddy, here we go. Man, I love getting ready for the iceberg. Let's do it.
Hello and welcome back once again to the massive
Taruman
YouTube
OST
Iceberg. Today we'll be continuing on with tier 8, the degenerate tier. The first couple tiers in this video were meant to be a part of the first part, but I wanted to spread out the length of the tier. So if some entries have info that's a bit outdated, that's probably why. Also, another thing I'd like to clarify, I wasn't the person who created the iceberg. That was Potted Plant. He made the whole chart back in 2021. It's for that reason that nothing on this iceberg will be newer than that time frame, so nothing from 2022, 2023, or 2024. Since I'm getting this question a lot in the comment section, I'd like to reiterate that I am open to suggestions from you guys. When I finish up the whole thing, I'm most likely planning on making a YouTube iceberg bonus video or the lost entries or honorable mentions or some title like that. So this is me actively encouraging you guys to suggest things for that in the comment section. And you can do that on pretty much every video. I read basically every comment I get. I won't add every entry because some things people suggest either are on the iceberg already or dumb. Pretty sure someone's asked me to add themselves to the iceberg. I'm not doing that. However, if a suggestion is interesting enough, I will probably add it, and I'll even most likely credit the commenter who suggested it, so long as I don't forget. Anyways, with all that yapping out of the way, let's get right back into it.
Alrighty, let's go.
This $6 meal deal is here.
One thing I will say though, same over here. I plan to do something. Elephant Man gave me a pretty good idea with doing commentaries on some of the tier, like the things on the tier that I found very interesting, and I've got other ideas for content coming soon, so don't worry, like, well, not don't worry that like any of you are worrying, but if you find something that you would like to see, I guess, my perspective on in sort of a commentary style with some gameplay thrown under, feel free to comment it. I will be, I do read every comment also, and I go back through the videos, so I'll be doing that. Throwing that out there. Mr. Tinfoil Man.
Mr. Tinfoil Man, sometimes just known as Mr. Tinfoil, is a strange YouTuber who joined in 2009. His earlier videos consist of him doing strange voices and putting on weird filters, resulting in quality content like Hungry Hippos.
Man, I hate fast food.
It's worth noting, though, that this wasn't his first channel. Mr. Crackhead 2009 is actually where our story starts with this guy. All of his videos on this channel center around himself, rambling incoherently in his room while wearing a trash bag around his body.
I felt him on that, and most of my videos are the same.
He also, notably, does not have any teeth. I thought that seemed like a significant thing to point out. Anyway, in 2012, he uploaded a video called Sammy the Real Story, where essentially he admits that the whole thing was all a character he was playing, and he's not actually a crackhead or schizophrenic or anything you might glean from these videos. And he has teeth. However, the character, which he called Sammy, wasn't exactly retired, as on his new channel, Mr. Tinfoil Man, he would continue uploading these videos and sometimes pretending to be a baby. He really got his big break, though, in 2016, when he began making videos addressed to certain popular YouTubers at the time, like FouseyTube, Pyrocynical, and most notably, Leafy is Here. This video
Leafy.
right here is what you might know him for.
Hi, Leafy. Well, you know, I'm so excited to make this video.
I myself was never an avid Leafy watcher, but for some reason I definitely remember seeing him freak out in reaction to this video. 2016 YouTube was a different time, I guess.
Yo, it most certainly was, dude. It most certainly was, dude. That there, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this who were around for that era of YouTube and just the different eras coming up? How do you feel about YouTube in 2024? It may be because I maybe have, I don't know, taken aback in a sense. But no, just watching, being such like a YouTube head. I mean, I bet there's others out there that are way more engrossed in this universe than me, but I feel like YouTube for the last, at least for 2024, now that it's coming to an end, there haven't been really crazy significant moments. I guess like the Nikocado avocado meme, but I didn't really get that. Like he was always 2 steps ahead, and maybe like the Cat Williams interview. And I guess it's gonna vary from person to person, but like in a general consensus to me, I don't know. I don't really pay attention. I didn't even really know what the Nikocado avocado stuff was about. I think he just uploaded a bunch of videos ahead of time, and the whole time behind the scenes he was losing weight, which that's a pretty cool W. I didn't think like that was the craziest super villain reveal, but that's pretty sick. Or I think it was hella videos. Was it like recorded videos for like the span of 2 years? That is insane, like dedication and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know, but that moment was just not that crazy to me. I don't know. I don't know. There's a bunch that I don't think is really crazy to me, but I still can acknowledge the certain energy around certain like periods of time for YouTube or anything of that matter. And it feels like YouTube now, or at least this year, has just been not stale. I don't know, not stale, but it feels like it's hit that ground where it's not insanely bad or insanely good. Does that make sense, or am I just yapping? I think I'm yapping, but it's like, it just feels like, oh, YouTube. Like, I know YouTube, or I don't know, it feels very in the middle. Like, there's a lot of cool content still coming out, a lot of cool creators on the rise, but then I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm describing that right. I see my LED lights doing a weird thing right here, so let me check that real quick.
Ekvanet is an art project / ARG created by Troy Wagner, who you may know from his other, more popular work, Marble Hornets. The series is a spin-off that takes place in the same universe, and just like Marble Hornets, the plot is pretty complicated and requires a full in-depth analysis to understand what's even going on. You know, I was kind of happy that Marble Hornets didn't have its own entry, not because I didn't like it or anything. I actually have quite a bit of respect for it. It's really complicated. Doing as basic of an overview as I can, Ekvanet follows a person who goes by S. Hawkins as they investigate mysterious broadcasts coming from a long-since defunct television network known as, well, ECVA. The story goes that a mysterious individual known as the Broadcaster hijacked the airwaves in order to specifically target S. Hawkins. The actual videos themselves are pretty multimedia, factoring in some live action, some animation, and even some classic emergency alert system type stuff. You know, the ones with that font. Yeah. If you want more info on the series, there's a Nightmind video for you to watch, and also a 40301 video too, which is a lot more recent.
Interesting. Might follow up on that.
498.
Okay.
This video is footage of the aftermath of a plane crash in the woods near the city of Smolensk, Russia. The crash happened on April 10th, 2010.
Whoa.
And was actually an airplane operated by the Polish Air Force.
Just a little lag in the internet. Happened 2 days before my birthday.
I'm surprised I've never heard of this before, but apparently all 96 occupants died without a single survivor. Those who passed included the fucking president of Poland, his wife, the former president in exile, which I didn't even know was a thing, several senior Polish military officers and government officials, the president of the National Bank of Poland, 18 members of the Polish parliament, and family members of the Soviet-era Cotton Massacre. Yeah.
What? I'm gonna hold on to see if this is like legit, but that's crazy. Rest their souls.
I would have thought more people would talk about this, given such a large chunk of the country's government fucking died in a single plane crash.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, this is the first time I ever heard about it. This video in particular actually seems to be the subject of conspiracy theories.
I was gonna say that. That's weird. How do you not hear about this?
In the video, you can very clearly hear what seems to be gunshots. This has led to conspiracy theories that the plane crash was actually an act of assassination.
I mean, again, you just don't know if you don't have all the facts. Can't make a 100% complete based rooted judgment. Can only assume, right?
Orchestrated by the Russian government, as in the plane malfunctioning was done by some Russian meddling, and then the snipers came out and finished the survivors off. Now, delving into whether or not that's true is a whole conspiracy theory thing that my dumbass doesn't feel well equipped enough to make an informed opinion on. Some people,
Right.
including even world leaders, believe it, while others think it's a major stretch. No matter the case, this video is definitely real. I mean, you can see the plane right there. It's on fire and split into pieces. No matter what, this video definitely has a disturbing atmosphere.
Yeah, it does. Knowing that it's real, that's odd. It's cool that the video didn't catch any bodies. I'm assuming they're all strapped in the chairs or something, just dark. I don't know. Again, don't have all the answers. Can't make a, 100% whatever on that. But sorry, okay, so you see the jellyfish in the bottom left? Didn't this like look a little bit, because it's like blurry and stuff, like that game, is it that game, that horror game that like Markiplier, and I'm pretty sure a lot of like horror game YouTubers played, the Aoi, the blue, like Aoi, or the blue crying man, like I don't know, it looked like that for a second, or one of those horror memes with big just black socketed eyes in the bottom left there. But all right, aside from that, let's keep. So Okamoto's dancing, or Ocho? It's
Hara Hara Ochamoto's Dancing is a video that doesn't actually exist on YouTube anymore, as it was taken down for violating YouTube policy on nudity or sexual content.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not actually going to show you the video here, but I will show some screenshots. This video finally takes us back to the great website of Nico Nico Dogo. Set to an H.P. Lovecraft themed parody of Carol of the Bells, I don't really know how to describe what goes on in this video, at least at first glance. There's this weird face edited to be in a BDSM outfit and pregnant, and there's also this moon with a face that's crashing into Earth, and well, whatever's going on here.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't find an uncensored version, and I don't really have any plans to. Apparently, this is part of a Nico Nico Doga trend called Airmoto, which was popular in the late 2000s and consists of edits of this promotional interview with Masami Hisamoto. She's part of a religious organization called Soka Gakkai International, which, according to Know Your Meme, people kind of regard in a similar way that Americans would regard Scientology. As a result, people would make tons of edits poking fun at this organization, and I guess Ochamoto's Dancing was that taken to its natural extreme.
Interesting.
The Peanut Vendor is an experimental animation created in 1933 by New Zealand filmmaker Len Lai. It features this monkey character singing about how he's a, peanut vendor. It's one of the first stop-motion animations ever, and is ridiculously impressive for the time period. However, this is another case of old films having that uncanny valley effect to them, where since they're just getting started, it kind of looks real, but still strange enough to be off-putting. Still, again, it's very impressive.
Very interesting. Peanut dude. I'm still stuck on that Scientology thing, but I don't think I have anything else to say about that. Alright, here we go. The Poop Shitters. What the fuck the title?
The Poop Shitters is a channel created in 2019, and according to its channel description, is the best band ever. Every single one of their videos, along with their icon and banner, is
It's Sans. Is it because is this an Undertale song? I missed the little text at the bottom.
this image of 5 compressed, hyper-realistic Sanses with the text "The Poop Shitters" laid on top of it. Over the years, the Poop Shitters have released genre-defining hits such as Album 1, Song 1, Album 1, Song 2,
Yes, Megalo Shitvania. Love it.
Album 11, Song 1, and Album 6, Song 4. To Describing themselves as an American post-punk new metal hip-hop band from California, their songs are almost all literally just midis of Undertale, Deltarune, or other popular songs as midis, and compressed to be the lowest quality possible.
Right.
Part of me thinks that they just swap out some instruments for fart sound effects, but I think the trumpet is just really bad. Apparently, this channel is actually the origin of this image, which I didn't know. Like, I've already seen this image before, but I thought it was just someone made it for no reason, which I honestly think is kind of funnier, but whatever.
Ooh. I love how we go from poop shitters to Russian death files. What the hell?
So, this entry was originally called Creepy Russian Videos, with creepy being in air quotes, but Potted Plant specifically messaged me telling me to change the name to Russian Death Files, as that's a more accurate term for what he was referring to. The Russian
Potted Plant, what was your profile picture?
Death Files are a set of mostly videos, though sometimes it can be images or audio, that are said to affect the human psyche and sometimes even kill them. Oh, that sounds like bullshit to you? Well, that's because it is, but let me finish. These urban legends, if you can even call them that, find their origin in, well, Russia, of course. This phenomenon had a Wikipedia article at one point exclusive to the Russian language Wikipedia. Of course, it was deleted shortly after it was created, probably because it's stupid, but through the Wayback Machine we can find that, yeah, it existed before and barely had shit to say. If you want some real knowledge on Russian death files, then look no further than this fandom wiki, and god, I should make a video about how hard this site has fallen off. Things that are said to be in the Russian death files consist of a lot of things you've probably heard of before, including some that I've actually covered already. You know, Mariana Mortegard Glezgorov, Biznagian.
Oh, that one, wow.
WP kept KW, the Wyoming incident, Mr. Mix,
I heard the Wyoming incident.
and even the Grifter. This whole wiki is kind of laid out like the SCP wiki if you got it from the bargain bin. No, wait, that would be the Backrooms wiki. Let me correct myself. This wiki is laid out if you got the SCP wiki from a landfill. Most pages in the wiki are, for the most part, copy-pasted or paraphrased from whatever the original creepypasta was, translated to Russian, obviously. They'll then list the effects of what will happen if you watch the death file, and sometimes they'll even give a class. Oh wow, this one belongs to the 3rd class. That means it's really, really scary. I don't know about you, but trying to tie all the creepy internet videos into one connected lore is a bit of a stupid idea, but it's also kind of funny. I love bad creepypastas more than anything else.
Deer 2 or Dr. Deerman or Deer 2 Wait, Deer 2 or Deerman? I thought it was Deer 2 Dr. Deerman. This font has been throwing me off since the beginning of the first one I watched.
What the fuck? Deer Man or Deer 2? I've never seen an Iceberg entry that gives me a choice on what to cover. Well, let's go over the two options. Deer Man, from what I can gather, is a video by Markiplier with over 2 million views, where he plays a game where you run away from a giant deer guy. Probably not the video this Iceberg is referring to. Rather, Deer 2 is probably the right one. I feel like Northfur's influence will never truly escape us on our descent down the iceberg. In this video, a person dressed as a naked, uncanny valley anthropomorphic deer makes various poses for the camera in complete silence. I kinda love this video, just because the poses he does are so ridiculous.
They're like JoJo, bro. It's like JoJo's Bizarre. This is exactly the type of deer you would find with a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Doing a little dig, I can find that this video originates from a channel called Circus Performers, and the original.
Dude, like, I'm gonna show you guys. This fucking deer would be right from here. Like, look at that pose. Hitting that. Oh my gosh, hitting that. By the way, don't worry. Up here where it says Massive YouTube Iceberg Tier 8-3, I did not watch that at all. I was trying to look for the video that Swag shouted me out at the end to see how close I was getting to that video from the point I'm at now, and was wondering like how much longer did I have to go. I wonder this too with saying that. Are there any tiers that you guys are, or not tiers, but episodes of this that you're waiting for me to get to and see? Or am I just in the thick of it now with everything I'm seeing? Because I mean, I think Deer Man was worth it to get to this point. I think I need this as like a
dressed as no tie, just because the
whoa, okay, I'm skipping ahead too much. I need to get this as a thumbnail right now though.
Present the deer. www.circusperformers.com. On their channel, they also have similar videos to this, such as a Dalmatian, a snow tiger, and a zebra.
What? Aurelia cats? What?
Bro. Something I always wanted to know is, like, why are these so prevalent? Especially during the late 2000s and early 2010s. Like, everyone knows it's nightmare fuel, right? Like, no one actually thinks this doesn't give people nightmares, right? That's what you'd think, but they made a whole movie that looks like this. I think people give fursuits a lot of shit for being scary looking, which is pretty justified. But I'd much prefer looking at that to this.
You guys think the Egyptians would have been down with this? If you get that, you're a legend. Should I explain the joke? No, if I explain it, it ruins it, right? Okay. Would the Egyptians be into this? If you get that, you're a legend.
S.H. Festningen, or in English, The Fortress, is a now deleted video uploaded sometime in 2012 by a Norwegian YouTuber called UncleSoft. It features a man walking through a peaceful little Norwegian town with the calming sound of the ocean playing in the background. It's a very nice video, at least that is until about 25 seconds in, when the footage cuts to several completely naked people lying on the ground and dancing. I'm assuming the reason it got taken down is because of the, naked people, but the channel actually has a handful of videos that are still up that follow pretty much the exact same format. When I first saw these videos, I thought they were just some weird Norwegian ripoff of the Harlem Shake, but they actually predate that by a year. So, get owned or something.
I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Some of these some of these just leave me like just still in that state where I'm like, I mean, look, this is the beauty of what the internet has brought us. Anyone can just make and upload anything.
How do I even begin? This entry is somewhat of an extension of the evil Barney and evil Elmo entry from Jesus fucking Christ 14 parts ago. These videos are utterly bizarre and consist of pretty much the same premise every single time. Someone's browsing the internet or playing a game or otherwise using their computer when a Barney the Dinosaur themed error message comes up. The error message will say that someone strapped a bomb to Barney the Dinosaur that will go off in some ridiculous amount of time, like 2,000 hours or something. It tells the protagonist to not shut their computer off or else the virus will destroy their computer. In every single one of these videos, they'll always be like, bro, fuck that, and hit the power button anyways. They turn their computer back on and the error message is still there and the time has been cut in half. This happens multiple times for the duration of the video. A voice, which sounds a lot like Barney, sounds increasingly more pissed at the user for closing out of the error message.
Please don't do it again.
That was getting interesting, man. Here we go.
Really? Fourth time already? Now you're getting me irritated. If you keep it up, hey. What? Did you just turn off your computer 6 times? That's it. Now timer cuts are cut into 3/4. Oh my freaking god, you just turned off your computer immediately when you turned on your computer.
Bro, what section of YouTube is this?
Which doesn't really make sense, because, like, why would he get pissed if a bomb is strapped to him anyways? These will often have Barney turning evil, or scary, or hyper-realistic as the video progresses, finally ending in a jump scare, and apparently the computer being destroyed.
I am officially now in evil mode for the rest of the error. You only have 30 chances left. Don't waste them now.
It was a that was kind of hip hoppy. What the fuck? I'm gonna jump scare coming.
This is my 4th evil mode. By the way, I changed my voice because I was too mad to use my Karu voice. Just look what you've done. I'm now in Fire Evil Terror mode. You are running out of chances. Guess what? You wasted 4 out of 5 chances of Barney's error.
Was that the jump scare?
For 50 chances. What a record.
Well, you know what? Purple Louie. I don't even care. You're just a stupid monster drawn from Microsoft Paint by Andrew Silverman 1.
You are extremely grounded for 53639016372712562637373737837.
These videos are often made by Go Anime users, and
Go Anime users. What the hell am I watching, bro? I don't even know how to comment on this. Like, legit, this is one of the entries on the list that has left me actually fucking stumped. Like, it's kids making this, right? Like the Go, well, I can't remember too much about the Go animate, but I remember the Go animate was like the Caillou stuff, right?
Usually use some rudimentary way of editing videos like PowerPoint or even GoAnimate itself, which, to be fair, what they're actually based on is kind of terrifying. Ransomware, such as the famous Annabelle virus, locks away all the files in your PC behind an encryption, and then a message pops up on your computer telling you they'll unlock your files if you pay them. As even complete with the timer counting down and has even written Comic Sans. That's most likely where the Barney era community got the idea. One question though. Why is it always fucking Barney? Like, do they think Barney is scary, or do they just think the idea of Barney blowing up is funny? Every single one of these videos follows the exact same formula. Sometimes they switch up the characters, other times they tell you to input a code, but the general idea is still there. And these videos are, much like the logo effects videos, very, very popular, with Barney Error 50 and Ultimate Barney Error having over 1 million views.
What if they possess some key to unlocking the universe? What if that's it? Nah, I'm just bro, what, I don't get it, dude. I actually literally have nothing. I don't know what to comment on. It blows my, it's just, I don't understand. It's such an interesting corner of YouTube. Like, what the, I don't get it. I literally don't get it. I was also going to say that to me, the idea of like a demonic twisted Barney and like Dora kind of makes sense, because I'm not gonna lie, for me, I've always gotten a creepy feel about Barney. I feel like if I go and ask my mother right now, she would say the same thing, like, or like if I framed it in a way where I was like, have you ever gotten an uncanny feel about Barney? Has Barney ever made you feel odd? Like, he gave you a very weird vibe, but the way like the what was it, the mascot outfit that they put in whoever was inside Barney, like how the jaw just went up and down and it was just a I love you. Like, I always got a weird fucking feel about Barney. Even when I was a kid watching that shit did not make me like want to sing along with Barney at all. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom, come back. Alrighty, let's keep it moving.
A fucking million. Oh yeah, and I guess I should probably also mention the other thing this Iceberg mentions, Barney OS videos, which are a whole separate thing. These videos revolve around not only an error, but a whole operating system dedicated to Barney that the narcissistic purple fuck installs in your computer. These videos are even more...
Oh, that is a sentence. A narcissistic purple fuck installs on your computer.
More perplexing and elaborate. Like, look at this one. Why does it give you the option between America, 3 Arabic countries, and the program formerly known as GoAnimate? I feel like I'm losing my mind by watching these videos.
Yeah.
Like, everything I said in the past couple of minutes would make absolutely no sense to like 99% of the Earth's population.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to end this entry.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bro, I literally get it. I have no idea what to comment. Like, at all.
Peekaboo Teddy rips face off is a video of a Peekaboo teddy bear ripping his face off. This video was posted in 2015.
Crazy. Was this already on the tier? Or I actually am familiar with this? Crazy.
By TwoHead666, who seems to be the creator of the bear. And this is him, you know, showing him off, with 2 other videos existing on the channel of the same concept, but clearly visually different. Like, he just did the same thing 3 times. Like, come on, dude, get some more material. Besides that, not really a whole lot more to say about this. Just a silly video. The Yemeni couple drowning video is sadly exactly what it says on the tin. This video is very low quality, but it's pretty easy.
Moment of silence for them, really quickly. That really sucks. Just like the plane crash video, there's something very, very, like, I don't know, just uncanny knowing that a death even like I'll just say it, the Jake Paul, you know, Suicide Forest video. There's just very uncanny things, even though the context of that was recording a body. This is like prior to a drowning, unless the video actually captured the drowning, and then the plane crash was a recording taken after it's happened. All three of those contexts are just very odd for videos. Even like Live Leak, where it's like recording it ongoing. Strange. I'm eating these kisses because my girlfriend got them for me, so.
Easy to make out what's going on. On
Only
April
time I eat
12th,
candy.
2013, a young newlywed couple were going for a swim in Yemen to celebrate their marriage. Some sources say it was a dam, others say it was a lake, so I'm not entirely sure. However, when they got there, they noticed one fatal flaw in their plan. Neither of them knew how to swim. Or at least the husband didn't. Why would they decide to go to a large body of water for their honeymoon is beyond me. And it would even appear that they are right at the edge of a large underwater drop-off, just, you know, kind of walking around on the water floor. At one point, the man drops off the underwater ledge and begins sinking and flailing around, trying his absolute hardest to resurface. His wife goes down there to save him. However, usually when someone tries to save someone from drowning, the person's brain will force them to grab onto anything that could possibly help them resurface. In a desperate bid, he grabs onto his wife's legs, which causes her to sink too, probably helped in no small part by the full dress and hijab she's wearing. Then at one point, the video just goes silent and you can no longer see them, and there's just still water for the next 2.5 minutes.
No.
This
It
video
caught
really
it
fucks with
in
me, to
real
be honest.
time?
I think there are very few ways of dying that are more horrific than drowning, and the way the last third of the video is basically completely silent besides like wind and other background noises is honestly haunting. Gee, I sure do hope the next entry after this one doesn't have some stupid name that completely ruins the mood of this
Right.
entry.
Bingo the clown. This GMO is probably destroying my teeth right now. No, it's just milk chocolate. I mean, chocolate's good for you. Gluten-free. I literally don't eat any chocolate. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to brighten the mood. I'm sitting here talking about kisses. And my girlfriend, while this couple drowned together. This is very weird for me. I just hope you know. It's very odd for me. But one thing that actually made me feel like, what the hell? Was why would you not know how to swim and think it's a good idea to go to a dam? First of all, a dam. Like, you don't know how to swim and you go to a dam or maybe something that has a drop off, and I don't know if he was aware of it at the time, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, did you kind of put yourself in that predicament? I don't know. Like, knowing you can't swim.
Right. Bingo the Clowno. This one is an early computer animation released in 1998, directed by Chris Landreth, and later uploaded to YouTube by user Sam Pruss. This was uploaded all the way back in the tail end of 2005, the very first year YouTube existed. The video starts off with his live action segment, which seems to be some kind of theater performance of a man sitting on a chair when a clown walks up to him saying, "Hi, Bingo the Clowno," over and over again. While the man pleads that he's not the bingo he's looking for. All this seems to do is make the clown's voice get louder and louder. It then takes us to the animated segment where a man is sitting on a chair in an empty black void and clowns keep walking up to him, calling him Bingo, and then getting angry when he denies ever being Bingo the Clowno.
That's horrifying.
It eventually ends with the man accepting his fate, saying that, yeah, maybe he is Bingo the Clowno. And then it ends. I believe the live action segment was the play Disregard This Play by the Neo-Futurists, as the credits claim that's what inspired the short. It also credits the company Landreth worked at during the creation of the film, Alias Wavefront, a software company that's known for the creation of Maya, which is now one of the world's most used 3D graphic softwares.
Wow,
This
Maya.
video is actually...
That's funny because of what the word Maya stands for. Maya stands for illusion. Look it up if you want. Illusion or illusionary power that gods have to create illusions, and I think it's Hindu, so very interesting.
Created as a test of the software's capabilities, making it one of its first uses ever. I'm not sure why this of all things was one of its first tests.
One of its first
hey, it made
tests?
for a pretty memorable video.
I like to think that the conversations when these things go down is like, hey, let's just try to make the most disturbing or odd animation or uncanny thing we can with this software. Like, let's just do it. Like, fuck it, why not? Put it out there. I'm sure one day someone will see it and go, what the hell was this creation? And then it happens. It ends up in the Iceberg that comes out, and it's like a butterfly effect. And then I think I've talked about this before, and then all of a sudden now it's just like, oh, it was just a cool project for testing out some software. But the fact that a lot of people find clowns like have a big fear of clowns anyways, I think that's what makes it all the better. And this is Swiggity Swag.
Swiggity Swag is a now deleted video apparently posted in 2012 by a YouTube user named Aussie Jordan, or Undead Anime Lover, or Kami of Barrels. I don't think anyone really wants to own up to being the creator of this. It features this 3D animated orange creature character walking through this city background to the tune of a song that I cannot say the name of. The song is basically just the same like 15 words repeated over and over again, consisting almost entirely of racial slurs and stereotypes that, again, I can't repeat or even show you. Every video that uses this song seems to get taken down by YouTube staff for violating policies on hate speech and stuff like that, quite similarly to the Moonman stuff from a few parts back. This song's lyrics are somehow even less creative than the average Moonman songs, though.
Wow. Very interesting. Kitty cat morph. We're about to get another bodysuit. I don't know, though.
Kitty Cat Morph is a channel that's been around since 2006. Every single one of their videos are re-uploads of movie or TV show scenes where women get transformed into various animals. There's also some videos where they literally just take a stock image of a woman and fade it into an image of an animal, while cracking and moaning sounds play.
What the fuck? What the fuck? This is going on my thumbnail. This got me. This earned thumbnail rights. You know what? These tiers, you know what I've realized? These really are the what the hell tiers. And if you are familiar with any of this stuff, it is wild. I mean, I've gotten like maybe one or two things that I recognize. This is a different level. What am I listening to? Bro, I feel like I have to go and cleanse myself. I'm gonna go through a baptism after this video. Why did I just listen to that shit? Swagwin just subjected us to that shit.
It seems like a pretty hyper-specific thing to do, but most of you will probably recognize this as fetish content. Transformation is definitely a thing people are into, and this guy's put it upon himself to chronicle all the time it's happened to women in TV and movies. This kind of channel is very common, and you can probably find a couple for, like, every fetish known to man. Like, here's all the time someone's gotten eaten in a TV show, or...
The eating stuff is... is that... Hang on, this was covered before, right? Because... Yeah. This is inflating, people inflating, turning red, inflation turning stomach growls, Alice growth and shrinkage. This is stomach growls. Hold on, this channel is... Hey, I'm not gonna judge, to each their own, but just what the fuck? I'm sorry, this is gonna make me go, what the fuck?
Here's all the time
what the fuck
has gotten inflated. They never explicitly say it's for a fetish thing, but like, come the fuck on, you know what they're about.
Proud Nothing. What
Proud Nothing is an animation channel that basically just does weird 2D animations, not really much else to it. I'm not exactly huge on their art style, but their animations are very absurdist and definitely makes sense being this low. Like, what the hell is even going on here? What drives someone to create this? That's true for pretty much all their videos besides their Bill Burr Monday Morning Podcast animated series where they animate clips from Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast. Moving on.
What?
Blood Over Intent is a satanic blood cult / religion that exists on YouTube. No, it's not an ARG or art project or anything like that. This is, honest to God, actually a satanic cult on the site. However, while that's
Oh.
technically not an exaggeration,
See, that's actually why I waited before I made any comment, because I feel like just commenting on these, not to like it's fear-based or I'm afraid they would do something. I just would not like to piss off the wrong type of people. And it's like, hey, do what y'all do. I don't know if y'all out there harming people or whatever. As long as you're not doing that, hey, do what y'all do. I got really crazy to hear, but I do not
it does
want no
make
beef.
them sound a lot more cool or badass than they actually are. Let's run it back to the beginning. In early 2020, Redditor Grog2002 posted to the r/inter.
There's a weird cult on YouTube where people record some audio and play it backwards and try to decipher speech from it. For example, I accidentally stumbled across 2 of these channels independently.
Internet mystery subreddit, inquiring about a weird cult on YouTube where people record audio and play it backwards and try to decipher speech from it. The 2 channels they initially discuss are Zeus13, Ilza13U13, and a suspended account. Zeus's videos consist of, well, a lot of things. Their first video, titled Blood Over Intent, features him writing on a piece of paper, "Blood over intent. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth." This is not the only video of his like this, as he has tons of others where he does the exact same thing. There's also a lot more videos of his where he showcases his esoteric beliefs. There's the obvious earth being flat, can't go wrong with that one, along with some form of magical power or protection being connected to speaking backwards into a camera, dragons being real, and something to do with drinking menstrual blood.
I
mean, he's a pussy vampire, like shit.
I was very visually uneased by that. And then fucking Swegwin comes out of nowhere and is just, I mean, he's a pussy vampire. Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he says he is. Noticeably, a lot of comments on these videos seem to be by the same people over and over again, and they always have repetitive phrases, such as blood thick and calling each other blood brothers. Doing some digging, the phrase blood over intent exists all around YouTube, with many people doing the exact bleeding on paper thing that Zeus did in his first video. However big you assume this cult is, it's probably bigger, with countless accounts on YouTube of people performing the ritual. Like, just look up blood over intent on YouTube search and sort by upload date. According to the Gizmodo article that exists about the topic, people practice this ritual in order to develop spiritual powers that allow them to change their perception in order to see past the false reality in which all of us are imprisoned. According to the ideas of the cult, people need to witness you performing this act in order for it to work. While you could just gather up a couple people and have them watch, the cult isn't exactly organized enough for that to work. Almost everyone simply just uploads it to YouTube. And when more people see it, the more inspired they are to do it themselves, and the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats.
Okay.
Most people who are practitioners are so far deep into conspiracy theories that they usually have similar beliefs to that Zeus guy. Well, besides the period blood vampirism, I think that's just a fetish. I was mostly talking about the flat earth stuff, you know, the normal stuff, relatively. Blood Over Intent was not founded by him, however, and was instead founded by a guy called Mark Braun, sometimes known online as Quasi-Luminous, who's definitely a character. He's a plumber who lives in Coral Springs, Florida, and he claims he's the human manifestation of Satan. He was the first one to ever do the Blood Over Intent ritual on Christmas Eve 2013, and from then it spread across YouTube, with all the practitioners also proclaiming this plumber from Florida to be the direct manifestation of Satan himself. His videos, which are now almost completely deleted, sound like drug-induced ramblings, and he is possibly schizophrenic. He says that God is filling a list of 144,000 people to get into heaven, and to
I could make a lot of comments on this, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I really want to for y'all, but the video is gonna get very odd and esoteric. But the one thing I'm gonna say is they're all you need. All right. From my background and experience with, you know, quantum physics and everything, and just everything I've looked into, not background like literally I'm fucking a quantum physicist in real life, but like certain books that I've picked up and other esoteric books like how the spiritual world, what's the name of the book? How the spiritual world or the influences of the dead, just books like that, holographic universe. They're pulling. So when he said the 144K, man, I've seen this in the spiritual community, bro. Or yeah, not a part of, but where they talk about the 144K souls that are going to ascend or that ascend at a time, and I've seen that number used in numerology. From what I've seen, everyone takes that 144K souls and switches it for different things. So I'm saying this to basically say that whatever the blood over intent is, the group is doing the same thing. Like when Swegwin said they share similar beliefs to flat earthers or the whole reptilian stuff, and I'm like, yeah, what I can see, and maybe it's very obvious to y'all, they're pulling from different corners of theories and stringing it together, which is ironic because I do it in a way to show y'all comparisons across knowledge or information, but they're doing it in a belief system way where I'm doing it as like reference points or like when I be talking about this stuff. But yeah, like, cause I'm like, what? They're like mixing shit. I'm like, what is going on? Again, to each their own. I mean, knock yourselves out, but it's very interesting. Like, okay. I don't know. It's very, I want to say certain things, but then I'm like, you know what? I should probably just leave it alone. All I'm going to say is, yeah, they're pulling from different things, it seems like, and to like almost form the beliefs of whatever blood over intent is, or essentially maybe it's a loose system. I don't understand. I don't know. Cause he's known as Qua, whatever. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't even know anymore. I'm just going to stop. But essentially, yeah, they're pulling, if you guys haven't noticed, they're pulling from like the 144K is from the Bible.
To secure yourself a slot on that list, you need to perform the ritual.
Yeah, and to secure yourself on the list, you need to perform the...
If you try to leave the cult, only suffering in the deepest pits of hell will await you. Yeah, I couldn't really find what's going on with them nowadays. They still pop up from here and there, and Zeus definitely still uploads, but a lot of them have been run off YouTube, including Mark Quasi-Luminous Braun himself. If you want more info on this topic, there are tons of Reddit threads, the Gizmodo article I mentioned earlier, and 2 videos by Nick Crowley and Blame It on Jorge, respectively.
Being pro-family means...
They're pulling from... It's like to form whatever the beliefs are, it's pulled information from various of other things. I mean, like the world not being real and it being an illusion. I think I seen it at one part that this is a prison planet and stuff like that. That also comes from other belief systems. So it's very interesting. Hold on, to just throw a side note, her jacket is fire. Look at that jacket. Oh, I love that jacket, dude. That jacket's fire, that bomber. That shit looks awesome. I had a jacket like that a while ago. Well, kind of similar, but my brother, my twin flame, he had, I don't know if he still has the jacket that has like a wolf tiger thing on it. But that jacket's heat. Just to switch up the vibe for a little bit, but very interesting. Yeah, man, these culty groups are very, very interesting. I will say so. They are very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh, right, yeah.
What was that again? Sorry, I was still thinking. ISIS. Oh, these. Oh, great. These are on this tier? Nice. All right, let's get it.
Oh, right, yeah. I guess these should be talked about at some point, huh? Remember back a couple parts ago when I said live leak and other shock/gore sites like it are more important than people give them credit for, as you could find footage of political events that would be censored pretty much anywhere else on the internet. Well, that's
okay. That's actually good. That's actually good.
Still true, as YouTube does delete them. For a while, these videos were surfacing for longer than they probably should have. For a little background, starting in 2014, the extremist terrorist group, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, also known as ISIS, wanted to spread their influence beyond the Middle East, Given that we're living in the information age and all that, social media seemed like the pretty obvious pick. Hundreds of members of the group began making accounts on various platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. These videos would depict members executing various political enemies such as foreign soldiers, Western soldiers, native civilians, and pretty much anyone else the group deemed as enemies. Many of the people killed in these videos were being used as hostages, with the group threatening to do so if governments such as the United States refused to cease operations in the Middle East. The group's preferred method of execution was famously beheadings, and you could see countless videos of people getting their head chopped off by ISIS members in a disturbing amount of places on the internet. Most of these videos were carried out by a certain
The wild thing is, I've seen some of these. I think I've seen some, and then I've seen this other video that a friend's mom showed us when we were younger. She was like, "Are y'all sure?" And then just showed us, and that is a very crazy thing to remember around 13 to 14. Seeing someone's head get chopped off. Very interesting.
Mohammed Emwazi, who was notable for having a British accent, as apparently that's where he grew up before joining ISIS. It was for this reason that the media would give him the nickname Jihad John. I'm not making that up. Apparently, he was even a member of an ISIS terrorist cell consisting of himself and 3 other members who also had British accents. They were given the name the Beatles. Again, I swear this isn't some...
It's not, what the fuck? Osama bin Bieber?
Dumb joke, it's right there. I think the craziest part about all of this is that I thought most of the people posting these videos to social media were like trolls or someone otherwise uninvolved in the conflict. But no, they were actual ISIS members uploading videos to YouTube. And it wouldn't only be beheadings too. Sometimes they posted propaganda videos talking up the wonders of joining the group, which is probably what roped in people like Era Dixie, the COD player.
See, that blows my mind. Like not that I want to know what they were saying, but what do you think convinced certain people to join up? Like, I really wonder. That's like a dangerous level of influence. I don't know.
Talked about a few parts ago, and these would not get taken down as fast as they should have, as is the case with a lot of similarly shitty...
Is this how we're literally ending the video? I'm sorry to keep pausing it here, but it's insane. We're reaching the 30-minute mark where I'm gonna cut it in half. And it's just insane that this is kind of how it's ending.
Things uploaded to the site. You'd be hard-pressed to find any more videos by ISIS members on YouTube nowadays, though, as not only has YouTube's content moderation algorithms got more strict, some might say too strict, but also ISIS isn't nearly as powerful as it once was, though they definitely are still around.
Wow. Very insane. You don't know you know, you know you don't know
you know, you know you don't, is a channel I've actually already talked about. Oh. It's the alternate account of Anna Matskevich, also known as RefBatch. You know, the Russian lady who was formerly a professional dancer before allegedly getting brainwashed into schizophrenia by the Russian government for participating.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. I was actually hella interested in this one. So.
And anti-war protests. This new channel of hers is basically the same thing as the old one, just with a different name and not, you know, taken down. She still uploads quite frequently, as fate would have it. With
one sec. All right, here we go. Wrap this up, sorry.
With her most recent video as of writing the script being 11 minutes ago. Yeah, something tells me she uploads every waking moment of her life to the internet, which is never a good sign. I mean, as if every other sign with this woman wasn't worrying.
With Asana, AI team.
I kind of feel bad though, because I feel like I don't know, that story I definitely feel like something happened to her, because that level of like, I know mind altering and brainwashing stuff in MK Ultra is definitely like, even Outlast, like the whole horror game was based on those patients, I'm pretty sure, going through like the Murkoff. I just know, like, I just that is something that there's too much evidence to deny. You know, everything's like a conspiracy theory until proven true, and I know there's mind altering shit that people are out here doing, or well, that governments are out here doing when they want to silence someone. And then also what was very weird was there was also that singer, right, that like lost his mind too earlier in the Iceberg, right? That was like outspoken, or was he straight up like taken off? So yeah, And it makes me think about, this was a creepypasta, right? But was this based on real stories, the Russian sleep experiments, stuff like that? There are ways, I'm pretty sure, you could break a person's mind and spirit if they just don't have the capacity to withstand it. So I don't know. All right, let's finish this up. Last one, Nicholas Sonderegger. I don't know if I'm doing that.
Nicholas Sonderegger was a YouTuber with
Sonderegger,
around
cool.
2,000 subscribers on Sunspike, a channel he had since 2009. The videos on this channel would mostly consist of music and promotional videos for
Hey, a
local
happy way
rave
to end, I
bands.
guess.
He was very involved in his local rave scene, and most of his content reflected that. He was also really good at dancing.
Wholesome dude just having fun. Hopefully it fucking stays that way.
Fuck yeah. Nicholas was living in San Diego, California, but after suffering from financial troubles, he and his roommate moved out to Salton City, a census-designated place in California that surrounds a large body of water, the Salton Sea. This town is frickin' weird. It was originally built in the 1960s and was planned to be a large resort area with sprawling roads, water, and sewer systems. However, since it was in the middle of fucking nowhere, being 2.5 hours east from the nearest city, it has become a rare example of a modern-day ghost town. Especially since they only got so far as to plot out and pave the roads. So you look on Google Maps, like, oh wow, there's a ton of road here. This must be a pretty nice... Even still, the population has skyrocketed in the 21st century for whatever reason. In 2000, it was a little under 1,000, and 20 years later, the population was over 5,000. People began moving here because the housing got too expensive in San Diego. Nick and his roommate Austin was a part of this movement, and they moved to the suburb of the town Salton Sea Beach. Yeah, a ghost town with fucking suburbs, which manages to be even more podunk than the city itself. It was here that they would be featured on Explore With Us, a father and daughter ran multi-million subscriber channel that specialized in true crime and urban exploration. The two took the channel on a tour of the creepy and eerie town, and it resulted in both a friendship and a popular source of content for the channel, as the area really resonated with the Explore With Us fanbase. Fast forward 2 months later, and something bad has happened to Nick. According to Austin, on September 7th, 2018, they both awoke late into the night to the sound of a woman screaming. They debated on whether or not to go investigate and eventually decided on ignoring it and going back to sleep.
Please don't tell me
Austin then fell asleep, and when he awoke in the morning, Nick was nowhere to be seen. Personal items belonging to Nick, such as a knife sheath and various articles of clothing, could be found all along the Salton Beach area, but he himself was nowhere to be seen. Authorities were contacted, but they didn't really do much to help.
Okay, so it's
they put out a bounty for $10,000 to anyone who had information about his whereabouts, and that's pretty much it. No search teams, and according to the Explore With Us team, no real action taken by the Imperial County Sheriff's Office. Just a simple, like, hey guys, hit us up if you see him. They didn't even spell his fucking name right. It probably has something to do with the fact that the Salton Beach area isn't super heavily governed. You know, like, to them, people just probably disappear in this area all the time, and it isn't worth the trouble to go looking for every single one. Which, obviously, is a horrible thing to say, but that's just kind of how it is in such a remote town in the county that also has to worry about places with, you know, actual people living in them. Only difference with Nicholas is that he was on a YouTube channel with 4 million subscribers. If he had never had that run-in with the Explore With Us team, who's to say anyone would have known about this case? To this day, it's been, Jesus Christ, 6 years, and Nicholas's whereabouts are still completely unknown. The case is the subject of a lot of theories. Some, including Austin, believe Nicholas might have fled to Slab City, an off-the-grid community on the other side of the Salton Sea that has a reputation for being nearly completely lawless and inhabited by all kinds of people, like anarchists and vagabonds and outcasts and, crackheads. It's definitely the kind of place that would fit nicely with Nick's lifestyle, but still, him leaving without telling anyone in the middle of the night is still weird as all hell. Some think Nick was murdered, most likely by someone using a woman screaming to bait him into a vulnerable position. Some even go as far to claim that the culprit was Austin. He's the only person—
Bro, what? I wanted this to be wholesome. Man, I literally wanted this to be wholesome.
person known to have spoken to Nick before he disappeared, and it's entirely possible that he could be an unreliable narrator. He even seemed very shifty and aggressive toward the Explore With Us team when they came back to help investigate. though he did claim it was because he didn't like that the video was sponsored. Whatever the case, Nicholas Sonderegger's whereabouts have never been discovered, and we still don't know what happened that night. And unfortunately, it's likely we never will.
That's crazy. Well, that's the end of the video. The next one is the next thing. I don't even know what to really say. That's insane, dude. He just seemed like a chill guy, living the vagabond lifestyle, you know, couldn't really, I mean, California is insane that half of y'all can afford to live out there. I know I'm not talking much bigger being from New York. Just don't live in these places. Move out. Like, let's colonize the rest of America, because it feels like there are some like remote places that could be turned into really cool places imbued with nature and stuff, and we make some really cool towns out there instead of just these large open middle of nowhere towns and stuff. Let's just get out of New York and California. They're like the two most expensive states. Anyways, it was wholesome. He was dancing, part of the rave culture. And then guy goes missing. Cops don't even respect that he's gone. That's insane. Ah, dude. It makes me, I'm someone who always, like, I have a very active imagination, so it almost makes me want to, like, come together and make a group of people or some sort of firm that can try to look into or discover or find missing people. But at the same time, I feel like that's like not my place, because some of those missing people could be captured by very dangerous people, or who knows, and you would just be involving yourself in that sort of investigation. But I just feel like sometimes certain people just don't deserve certain, man, I don't know, that's crazy. I thought we were gonna end the video wholesome, but I guess not. Much love in Moonlight. I'll see you in the next one.